Today, we're going to talk about the terrible, terrible cost of having ultimate power. And we're going to do it by looking at a choice so impossible it completely redefines what sacrifice even means. We are right on the razor's edge between two ideas you see here, power and helplessness, and we're about to see the impossible choice that ties them together forever. So let's start at the end, shall we? With this chilling, kind of cryptic statement from the Doctor's oldest friend, and of course, their greatest enemy, the Master. Power and helplessness are the same thing. What on earth could that mean? Well, to get it, we have to unravel one of the most perfectly constructed and just plain cruelest traps ever designed. So, the Master's game. On the surface, it's pretty simple, but it is utterly devastating. The goal? To wipe the Doctor's TARDIS right out of history, at the exact moment it was first stolen from Gallifrey. But the real cruelty here? It's not the goal, it's the how. And this is where it gets just genius in a really, really twisted way. Okay, step 1, you target the TARDIS at its source. Step 2, you make the Doctor's brand new companion, a young woman named Plucky, the only one who can possibly save it. Step 3, you put a 5-minute timer on it. After that, boom, TARDIS is gone forever. And then for the final brutal twist, you lock Plucky in the year 1975, making it physically impossible for her to get to the TARDIS in time. It's a paradox in a box. So you might be asking, how does the Master actually make this trap stick? Well, he uses this nasty little thing called a chronolock. Basically, it's a temporal handcuff. It means Clucky can never, ever enter the TARDIS. She's tagged, with this little green light on her wrist, and she is completely cut off from the one machine that could solve the problem. She's the key, but she can't reach the lock. But the Doctor, being the Doctor, has a plan. Faced with an impossible problem, they decide to use time itself to get around it. It is an absolutely brilliant plan, but as we're about to see, that cleverness, it comes at a cost that is almost unimaginable. And this slide, it just lays it out so perfectly. From the Doctor's point of view, this is easy. They just need to pop forward 50 years, grab a quick scan off a statue that got hit with the same energy, and pop right back. For them, it is literally a 1-minute job. But for Plucky, stuck in 1975, that single minute for the Doctor is 50 long years for her. She has to live through every single second of it. And you really got to put yourself in her shoes for a second. Plucky is from the 19th century. She's suddenly stranded in 1975, a world that makes no sense to her, with zero skills, no money, no one. The only thing the Doctor gives her is the psychic paper and one simple, haunting instruction. Don't be here in 50 years. And then they're gone. She's completely on her own. So the Doctor jumps forward 50 years. They're expecting to find an empty street corner, scan that statue, and fix everything. But what they don't realize is that their clever solution has created a whole new problem. A much, much more heartbreaking one. Because Plucky didn't leave. She waited. The Doctor steps out of the TARDIS, and there she is, an elderly woman standing right there, with the same little green chronolock light still glowing on her wrist. She lived an entire lifetime just waiting for this 1 minute to finally be over. And this is where the dilemma gets its teeth. This older, wiser Plucky looks at the Doctor, and she doesn't seem angry, just desperate. And she says, I tried to be someone you would be proud of. See, she didn't just sit around and wait. She didn't just survive. She built a life. And what a life it was. I mean, look at this. She raised a family. She saved the world from the Daleks. She stopped the Cybermen. She defeated the Slitheen. She became a hero, a legend, all on her own. And now, for the Doctor to save the TARDIS, all of that good, this entire incredible, meaningful life, has to be erased. So that brings us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? What do? Do you erase a good person, a hero, really, and all the incredible good they've done just to fix your own problem? How do you choose when every single option is just wrong? The Doctor's agony is all right there in this one desperate cry, why did you have to be so good? It might be easy to erase a villain, or maybe someone who'd wasted their life. But the Doctor has to erase a better version of their own friend, a person who only became a hero because they were abandoned in the first place. So after this just unbearable moment where the Doctor simply cannot bring themselves to do it, the choice is, well, it's kind of made for them. It's almost like the TARDIS itself knows what has to be done. And what follows is a sacrifice that is as painful as it is ultimately pointless. The TARDIS controls move, seemingly all on their own, and the timeline is rewritten. And Old Plucky, the hero who lived for 50 years, she just fades away, dematerializes. The entire life, the family she raised, the world she saved, gone. Just gone. As if none of it ever happened. The Doctor is just completely broken. They take the now young Plucky back to Gallifrey to save the TARDIS, having paid this unimaginable price. And then comes the final, gut-wrenching twist of the knife. It was all for nothing. They get back to the TARDIS bay, and the Doctor runs a scan. The results are just devastatingly simple. There was never anything wrong with their TARDIS. The Master had either lied or, in this moment of supreme cosmic irony, he just sabotaged the wrong one. The entire sacrifice, all that pain, was completely, utterly unnecessary. Alone in the TARDIS, the Doctor screams into the void, psychically reaching out to the Master, demanding to know why. Because now, it is crystal clear. This was never, ever about destroying the TARDIS. The Master's stated goal? Destroy the TARDIS. But the true goal, the real reason for all of this elaborate, cruel, painful game, was just to make the Doctor understand something. To teach them a lesson that could only be learned through this kind of pointless, unbearable suffering. And that brings us right back to where we started. This was the Master's lesson. The Doctor's incredible ability to change all of reality, their immense power, is completely inseparable from the inescapable obligation to make these soul-crushing, impossible choices. That power creates a constant, agonizing state of helplessness. Power and helplessness. They really are the same thing. Which really leaves us with just one final question to think about. If you held all of time and space in your hands, if you had the power to rewrite any life, to save any world, would that actually make you a god, or would it just make you a prisoner, trapped by your own infinite choices?